He's amazing, give him all my praises, cause he died for you and me.
Bringing awareness to domestic violence.
And that's why I keep praising him, cause he's so amazing, yes, he's amazing, give him all my praises, cause he died.
But thank you. Carla, I know, right? I just be buying stuff. I buy stuff sometimes just to support people, but I actually like the stuff. You know, I actually like it. So I'm going to get to wearing all of that other stuff. Richard, give me a few, honey. Give me a couple of minutes, and then I'm gonna bring you in. Um, Somebody tell me what time it is. What time it is? What time it is? For those of you who don't know, and you probably already do, I've got something grown. Born, bred, fed, grown. Powerful singer tonight. I wanted him to come on. I know he got a journey. I don't know what it is. I know he got a story. I don't know what it is. Hey, Sissy. I wanted him to come on tonight because he has a new CD out, a couple of songs. Y'all, I got mine. Off the chain. But he's got this new CD out. I think it's two songs. Powerful. So y'all tag some friends, tag some people, tell them to come on in. I got him waiting. He's holding for me. Y'all, we probably gonna be able to talk him into singing a couple of something. But at least give us a little piece of one song tonight. But we're gonna promote his new CD. And we're gonna let him tell y'all about what God is doing in his life. Talk about his journey, singing. I know he does a lot of MCing services. He's coming to my service June the 13th in Sumter. And he's going to render his song for us that night. I love to hear this dude sing. Listen, he funny anyway, but I love to hear him sing. He can sing Santa Claus is Coming to Town for me, and I'm good to go. So y'all tag some friends, share the video if you please, if you like. I'm gonna bring him in because I know it's after 7, and we're gonna get this thing started, and we're gonna let him tell us about it. Richard, I hope you're in a good spot.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, yeah. You should never stir me up, sis.
Hey, you got an earpiece?
Hold on, I got something here. Let me get plugged in.
Y'all give him a second. Let's get him to get plugged in and see if we can get rid of some of the static. Richard, I'm going to exit you out. When you get set up, send me another request, and I'm going to bring you back in. Okay, y'all, let's give him a couple of, it's not July, Carla. My service is June the 13th. I'm going to be putting a save the date flyer out real soon, probably by the end of the week. But I'm doing an outside venue. do some social distancing. Um, you can still bring your mask. We're gonna have some sanitizer on the spot, and we just gonna come out and let God do His thing in my service on June the 13th. So I'm gonna remind you about it. Carla, put it on your calendar so you can try to get off from work that night, and I know you're gonna enjoy it. But I'm gonna wait for Richard is getting set up. He's trying to get his earpiece in. I'm finding out that um, if they have on a headset or earplugs, it cuts down on all of that static um, in the background. And really bad. Well, July is normally the month that I do my services. But this is my rescheduled service from this year, the one I had to cancel, and I'm doing June for one purpose only, and that's to bring them anointed brown sisters to town. Yes, sir. Okay, we're gonna see if we can get Richard back in. We'll see if we can get rid of some of the static. Richard, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Oh,
Can you hear me
good,
okay?
good. Okay.
Good.
I hear you
How
really
you been?
clear.
I love your smile.
I'm
You
good. How are
funny up to
you?
me. I'm ready to have fun because I know we're gonna have some
Well,
fun tonight.
oh
Listen,
yes. Listen, I love a good laugh. And I'm watching these comments down here too because
because
people say
you don't
some
know
funny
how to
things.
behave. You and Melanie and Vet, and I'm gonna go ahead and
When we
throw
all get
Brandy
together.
and Coretta in that too, because see, I'm here trying to get my Jesus on, and y'all know. So I told y'all in March, I'm not sitting beside any of y'all in church because y'all don't know how to behave yourselves. Oh,
Yes, we do. We just let the joy of the Lord just
Richard,
overcome us. It just take
you
us over.
they are the
And
worst.
uh, there's some funny things that happen in church now. I think church is the best place to get some good,
Listen,
clean laughter.
you weren't at the at Rolling Them anniversary about I bet how many years ago? Probably about 5 years ago. When Roosevelt they was introducing the group to come down, the anniversary.
uh,
He went to walk down the aisle and his pants
uh,
just fell straight to the floor.
oh
Let me
Lord,
tell
oh
you something, Richard.
Lord,
All I could do
oh
was hit the
no.
floor. I was done. Let me tell you
See,
something.
I couldn't MC
I was
that
no
program.
good the rest of the night. Vet was like, this. I said, look here, I am done. All I could do was hit the floor and hop out in church. And he politely grabbed his pants up from the floor and marched right on up to the front of the church.
Jesus, Jesus.
Right
That
on
song said
up.
Jesus will pick you up.
Look here.
If he got
That
to
was
reach
the
way down.
funniest thing to me. I,
And I'm so glad you finally got your CDs because you and I were going through trying
Richard,
to get them CDs, ain't it?
I don't even
Trying to
think
figure
it's a
out where they
Maxwell
went.
Drive in something.
Well, look, when I
For
Googled
real?
it, it was on there.
But that kind of like was
Mm-hmm.
my fault a little bit too, because I don't know why I just assumed that you knew I lived up here, not in something.
Well, that's okay because somebody at that address was blessed with
The
the
Lord
blessing
ain't
that they
gonna,
did
the
not
Lord ain't gonna
expect to
do them
get.
right though, because
So,
they should have sent it back. No, they probably had needed though.
well, I didn't even put a return address on it,
Oh,
so they can
yeah,
keep it.
they couldn't do nothing but keep that.
Mm-hmm.
But I got my extra one that I
Mm-hmm.
ordered from you that I'm gonna bless somebody with tonight.
Yes. Oh, amen.
I,
Yeah.
I
That's
bought that
perfect.
extra
That's
one
perfect.
just so I could bless somebody with it.
I love that. And I love the fact that a lot of people have been doing that with this project. It's like the gift of giving. And I just appreciate that. A lot of folks have been purchasing copies for themselves as well as multiple copies to give to relatives and friends and people who can't afford to buy one, which is not that expensive. But, it's just the
Yeah,
thought that
it's because
counts.
the
Hmm.
anointing in your voice and over
Mm,
your life is breathtaking.
mm,
And I know we cut up a lot. We
wow.
all get together and in church and stuff, but I'm telling you, the anointing that's in your voice and over your life just rips down barriers. You can say anything.
Mm,
Like in February, in
mm.
March after the anniversary, and you and Sheldon just kind of like just shut the whole thing down at the end, and our anointing came on up in there and sat right on the front row. See that kind of stuff right there, I love.
It's a sweet spirit. I'm telling you, in that sweet spot in God, it's just when you can let all of your nervousness go away. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I'm a naturally nervous person. I honestly have a fear of being before people, and you would never recognize that. It's I get intensely nervous. I sweat sometimes, and it's strange because the nervousness goes to my throat. So a lot of times when I'm nervous, I can't really sing like I want to. I tend to get hoarse for some odd reason. It's weird, but I love the fact that naturally I can remain humble before God. So when I go up there, I know it's not me. It can't be me because if it was me naturally, I promise you, nothing would be able to come out. I wouldn't be able to make you laugh, But God finds a way to give me rest while I'm doing it, and He makes my shoulders laxed, and He gives me what I need to carry the load. And God blesses us every time. And you and I and the team, the spiritual caravans, all of us, for years we've been celebrating together your anniversary, and God has been blessing
Yeah.
it each time to go another level. And that's all because you guys are prayerful people. You guys are true people. You are who you say you are. And I think when true people connect like that, it makes a world of difference in the
Yes.
whole worship
Yes.
experience. So,
I
hmm
I tell you what,
hmm
that's that one time a year. Even before I got joined the caravans, I would go home every year just for their anniversary. Their anniversary and Melody, the volunteer's anniversary. I would always get on and go to something for their
hmm
anniversaries to support them. But the anointing
hmm
that
mm,
on that Sunday, if people knew,
hmm
and Vet is on here, she can attest to this. Since I've been with the caravans, if people knew the hell and the chaos that would break out, I kid you not, around this time, leading up to the anniversary, when I tell you hell and
mm,
chaos would fall on every end. Because there were several years,
Lord.
a couple of years, we were like, should we go for? And last year, this year right here was that year. There was a caravan's anniversary this year.
hmm
I called, I
hmm
think I texted Mariam,
mm,
I called him, I'm like, listen, God got something he need to get into the earth realm in March. And he need to do it at the caravan's anniversary.
yes.
And so this thing
Yes.
got to go forth, whether it's 1 or 2. Yeah.
You got to keep
And
pressing.
God did,
You have to keep
and look
pressing.
how God moved.
That's right. Let me tell you something. Ministry and working for the kingdom and for God is not for the faint at heart. I'm telling you. When you are called for a purpose in the world, in this earth, your life is sometimes the most jacked up life on the planet. People tend to think that as believers, things are so well at home, things are so well on the job, but you don't understand how many times when I'm a guy that likes to write cards. I like to send letters. I like to go to the hospital to visit. Those are things that I've been naturally brought up to do. I like to sing and minister, but I like to do the more simple things in the background to let people know that they're loved. And I just thank God for that extra to be able to go before people and to make them feel special and to help them tap into God's presence when I sing. But they don't understand some of the stress that I would go through as an individual in ministry. The things in the relationship at home on the job, and
Yes.
that weight carries. It carries. And you sometimes even when you sing a song and it hits you just right, sometimes you can't afford to break down because that's not for you at that
Come
time.
on.
That's for somebody else. You have to not be selfish. You have to not be selfish and think about others. There's sometimes I'll sing a song and I'm like, Lord, that's for me. That's for me, Lord. But then Lord, like, okay, you'll get yours, but for right now, I need you to
Yes.
focus on the mission at hand. Don't get overzealous. Don't get over
Yes.
emotional because this is not your time. This is for somebody else. You're going to still be feeling this for a minute because there's something I need you to learn from this.
That's right.
You need to feel this right now. Okay. And so, but people don't understand the burdens that come. You talk about the anointing. You don't understand what people had to go through to get the
Mm.
anointing that you had, or that you have. And I don't
Oh
mean to
no,
take
this
up
is
all
your
your
show.
time on your show
This,
tonight,
this
but
show is dedicated to this is Richard baby. So we gonna do what thus says the Lord.
well, I was thinking today on what that I want to share that a lot of people may not know about me, so that they can know me more. And I'm just thinking back over my life as a person. From the day I was born, I died. I had asthma, childhood
Hold on a minute.
asthma, and a lot of
Hold on.
complications.
Let me get my
And
tissue. I didn't gonna need this tonight.
yeah,
I'm gonna
you need
get
to stop.
I need my
You need to. You need. It's a story. And so growing up, and my parents tell me this story to remind me of the goodness and the grace of God. So I always keep that in the forefront of what's going on. But yes, when I was born, I died and I had to be resuscitated. And I was blessed with a mother and a father. His name was Richard Washington, and my mother's name is Francine. And they weren't married at the time. I was their second born child. And at the time, my parents were not in a place to where they could raise a child. They wanted to continue to live their lives, and their habits weren't conducive
right.
for my health at that time. And so my father, out of love, chose to give me to his parents, which would be Walter and Mattie Boone. And so from birth, that's where I stayed with them. And so as time went on and I began to grow up into like elementary school, my parents decided to take me to court so they can go and get custody and adopt me as their son. And so while in court, Walter Boone, the judge asked my dad, in which the CD, you'll see his picture all on that CD, and I'm going to get into him in a minute. But he asked him, and I got the records to prove it, where he said, I didn't get these records to after my daddy died. I would have never known how much, getting choked up, I would have never known how much he cared, how much he knew about the gift of God in that. And so the judge asked him, what do you think is for the best interest of this child? And in the records, it shows where he says, I think it is in his best interest that he lives with us and he be ours. And so my father, Richard Washington, had no problem with that because he wanted what was best for me. And that's why I praise God for, because he understood his life and his challenges at that time. And he wanted what was best for his children, despite whatever he had to deal with. And that was God in that too. So I was adopted by my grandparents and they raised me all the way up until this point. And starting in church, my dad and mom were both singers. My dad
Really?
used to sing quartet. My mom sang at the church. Yeah, he used to sing with Deacon Doc Lewis and the St. Matthew Gospel Singers. And oh gosh, he sung with a lot of groups at that time. He and Jose Sessions sung on a couple of groups
Wow.
together back then too. But yeah, and so he and my mom, they both started me, raised me to church on the choir, and then all of a sudden I began ministry. But I'm a country boy. I was raised in the country, on the farm, in the field, and Daddy just always poured into me as far as loving God, remembering who you are, and being who you are, and appreciating all the experiences that life had to give you. One thing I loved about my dad was, and my dad was a stay-at-home dad. So when I was adopted by him from birth, he was 50 in his late 50s. So he was ready to retire. So my dad retired from work and he's been home with me all my life. All I had was me and my dad at home in the day. My mom would work at night. And eventually her work schedule changed where we all could be together in the afternoons. But dad, usually when I got home from school, my father was home. He cooked dinner. He took me to the bus stop. When things happened at school, Parents' Day, he would be there. For the dance, he would be there. Mom would be there. Like I just had a good family. But even in the midst of all of that, I still was troubled because I couldn't understand at the time why my original parents separated me from the rest of my siblings. I just wanted to know what was wrong with me. Why is it that I'm different from everybody else? Why is it that they seem to be the loved ones and not me? And I had a hard time trying to figure that out. But my parents, they continuously tell me, you're set apart for a reason. For, you set apart for a reason from birth. This was designed for you. And they kept telling me, you don't understand why God does certain things. And right now you're going through growing pains because you want to fit in. You want to be a part of that piece that fits the puzzle. But baby, you don't fit that puzzle. You're not made to be in a box. God made your anointing to be for so much more than that. And they conditioned me for that. My daddy wasn't a hard-pressed man. He let me make my mistakes. He let me live my life, and he guided me through each one of those. He was a loving father. He was a loving father and a very kind and funny man. He was very funny. And so at the end of the day, Walter Boone Jr., Matty Boone, I thank God for them. They brought me through a lot. And so when Dad died, it took my whole world away. It really did. It took my whole world away. And that's been a lot to go through. And shortly after that, 2 months later, my father, Richard, died. And, we were getting ready to, he called when Walter died, and he was like, I understand that Walter is your father. He said, and I understand it, and do understand that I had to do what I had to do for you. He said, but I did it as a father should. And he said, and I understand that is your father. He raised you. But if you will allow me, I would like to be there for you from this point forward to help, to be there. And I said, I would love that, Daddy. And so we had our last Thanksgiving 2 years ago at my cousin's house. And I think I saw her popped on here a few minutes ago. And I told him, I thank you for being willing to want to share in life with me and to be a father for me. And I would love it if we can spend time together and we can get to know each other. Unfortunately, we never had the opportunity to do that because then God called him home shortly after that. And that was another experience that I had to deal with. And so in the end, at that age, I had to deal with a lot of death back to back. But even in all of that, I was still conducting ministry. I was still doing what God had called me to do. I was still trying to be there for everybody else. And it was really challenging. But that's what God had predetermined for me to do. And so at the end of the day, you don't know people's story. You don't know how people felt rejected and neglected, but in the end, they understood that that's what God's plan was for them. Sometimes you have to be isolated. Sometimes you have to be separated. Sometimes you have to question your very existence, but understand that He holds your future in His hands. He holds your future. And I'm telling you, God's destiny for your life is so much bigger than what you could ever imagine for yourself. Jeremiah said that, behold, He has some good things in store for you. To give you a future and a hope, to give you an expected end. And I'm so glad the story is still being unfolded, still being told in many people's lives today. So please don't look down on those bad experiences. Just learn to trust God as you go through them. Okay? Just trust God and continue to believe. I just turned 30, but I done been through a lot for us to be a 30-year-old.
Yes.
I'm an old soul. Okay? And I'm here to tell you, I've tried them and I know them. I know
You
them.
better go
Don't you get me started on this call tonight. I'm gonna stop right there because I'm gonna let you take the flow. But I just feel that people, in today's society, we make it so hard, seemingly, to be loved. It's so hard. It seems like we make it difficult for people to find the love of God in today's society. It is not that difficult. Sometimes we in the church can make it hard to get to heaven. Now, I understand it's a highway to get there, but sometimes we as people put stumbling blocks in other people's way. And understand that God didn't intend for access to Him to be that difficult. If the thief on the cross can just simply say to God, I believe that you are the Son of God, and I want you to forgive me. And I want you to remember me. Forgive me and remember me. And then Jesus said right before the man died, from this day forward, you shall be with me in paradise. That's all. It only took a little minute, and they're hanging on the cross bleeding out. But yeah, we got to bring people through all the rigmarole, and it don't
And
take
you
all
know
that to
what?
God.
And I was talking to somebody about
It
this
just don't.
this very thing, probably a couple of months ago. How when we get saved and we come out of our mess, because I'll be tell you, I was in my mess
Mm,
in church all the time like you, but I was in my mess. We fail to realize that
that's
when God
right.
brings us out of our mess, we're still human people. We're human beings. That's what we are created of, and we forget how to laugh.
That's right.
We forget how to have fun. I love to dance. I don't
Yes.
party. I mean, I love none of that, but I love to
Yes.
dance. We forget how to just
Me
be
too.
human in God. And what?
Jesus said that he came to give us life
There you go.
and to give it more abundantly, not to make you boring, but to make things more abundant. Go ahead with your
That's where
point,
I
but
was
I just
going
want to
with
put
that.
that in
I
there.
mean, tell me what unsaved
Hmm.
person that's out there living their life, having fun, laughing, clowning, joking, dressing to the nines, and all of that. And then for you to tell them as a Christian that in order for them to be saved, in order for them to love God, that they got to give up their joy. And that's what a lot of
Hmm.
church folk
That's
do.
why
We feel like in order for we got to
yes.
be quote unquote holier than thou. And we give up. We can't
Yes.
smile no more. We can't have fun. We can't like we be in church at these programs and we know when to shut it up and settle it down. But we have fun. We laugh. We
Yep.
the people you when you MCing, you got the whole audience in tune, enjoying themselves while they're being ministered to. That's a part of
That's
being
right. That's
human
right.
and living. We forget. Yes, God has brought us out of our mess, but listen, I'm still human.
Like Carla Gas is posted down there. They're so
Come
heaven
on.
bound, they ain't no earthly good. And at the end of the day, this impacts our effectiveness to witness. And so the church, we so confined to those four walls and being so perfect, but the church is a hospital for the sick. We want you to come as you are. We want you to come defected. We want you to come with your mess so that you can meet Jesus and understand his grace. At the end of the day, this is why the church can't make it into the
Mm,
darkest places of the world because we're so afraid about cross contamination. But when you got Jesus on
all
the
of
inside of you, he'll take care of it. You don't have to worry about being cross contaminated. And so at the end of the day, you got those people like Fantasia. Yeah, she sang R&B, but Fantasia also takes those moments in her concerts to talk about God and give people a chance who might have never gotten to walk into a
that's
church
right.
to hear about Jesus. And she would call his name and she would talk about him. And that's effective witness and
That
that is
guy,
effective ministry.
that right
Now, I
there getting ready
understand we
to
got
preach though.
traditionalism.
That look at that. Listen,
Yeah, look
Bridget,
at
I'm gonna get off track for a
she
minute, then we're
she,
gonna go right
she
back. Last year, mother was at my
no,
service in
you go
Sunday.
ahead.
And I've been telling people for years,
Mm,
y'all think that gal that can sing, y'all gotta really listen to her mama. Listen here. Vet them tell you, her mama came
yes,
up
sir.
in there, it was done. The Holy Spirit,
I believe
the
it.
Holy Spirit
The
was in the
anointing had
whole
trickled
service.
down.
The whole service was just like, whoa.
Mm,
But when Pastor Verena got up there, and she fine too now. But the girl came
mm.
up in that
Okay.
place, it was done.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But we need to
Yeah,
stop trying to dampen the light on these people. You got to understand that's
that's
God's
right.
ministry for these people. And so, and I want to point out a passage of scripture on it. You know, Paul talks about in the Bible, we hear from
Mm-hmm.
Paul, we talks about thorns in the flesh. I talk about that often because as church people, we tend to think that once we get
Mm.
saved, you don't deal with thorns. But Paul said that, there is a thorn in his flesh that he couldn't seem to get rid of. And he asked God 3 times to remove that thorn from his flesh. And after the third time asking, I guess God got tired and God told
Mm.
Paul, I ain't going to do it. Because at the end of the day, if I took the thorn away from you, you'll be prideful, you'll be puffed up, and I can't use you. Sometimes sometimes God puts things that may be detestable. He allows things to attach to you to keep
Mm-hmm.
you on your knees. Because if we were pure as we say we were, I'm telling you, a lot of people be
That's
turning away
right.
from the church at that point.
No good.
We'd be no good. And so at the end of the day, appreciate those thorns. Understand that helps you to maintain your maintenance, your spiritual maintenance, and it keeps you in the face of God. God wants your time. He wants you to talk to him. And sometimes God allow those winds to come into your life to keep your face in his face. That's all he wants. He just want to talk to you. Why is it so difficult? It's like you only want to talk to God when you're
But not
going
only
through
do he
something.
want to talk to you,
But God just
he
wants
wants you to sit down and listen.
and listen. There you go. I was gonna circle around to that, but that's the truth.
That's right.
Don't just talk all the time.
That's right.
Definitely, he wants to tell you something.
That's it.
He wants to show you some things. You know. Oh.
Richard, I'm sitting here thinking
Mm.
about a year and a half before your dad passed away, my mother passed away. And my mom always said that when she left here, she wanted her children to sing. And so we had to
Mm-hmm.
sing at my mama's homegoing. And Myra and Melody literally held me up, literally, because they had let go of my waist and my arm, I would have failed trying to sing that song.
Mm.
And I watched you
Mm-hmm.
when that video of you ministering at your father's homegoing service. And I was sitting there and I'm like, people really don't understand the strength that is taking him right now to minister in this moment. You made it look so effortless. You made it look so effortless, like I'm gonna do this, and like it was nothing to it. But I knew strength
Yeah.
that it took for you to feel like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, believe it or not, I think I was going through depression at that time,
What?
to be honest. I'll tell you what helped. Yeah. When I tell you, it shocked me terribly to know of my daddy dying. And to be honest, I was trained for this. I was conditioned for this. All of my life, I've been taught to serve my parents. They were my royalty. They were my royalty. When my daddy would call my name to give him something, I always kneel to my daddy. He would be sitting down. I kneel down to his left. I kneel down before I stood up. I didn't like to tower over my daddy. Anytime he sent for me, I went. Even when I moved away, when my daddy called me just to take him to the grocery store, I would get off from work to go take
My
care of
God.
my daddy, take him to the grocery store. That's how much I loved him. When my daddy got to the point when I realized his walking was getting slow and he had to use his cane, which he
Uh-huh.
called Junior. He called his cane Junior. Uh, I would hold daddy on the arm. I would take him as long as daddy need. I did what I had to do for my daddy because I love him just that much. When it got to the point where, as you get older, you can't really handle your physical body and you have to constantly go to the restroom and things like that. I always knew. I knew daddy like clockwork. I knew when he needed to go. I knew what I needed to do. And so, daddy had always told me what he wanted and what he needed to do, what I needed to do for him. He made me the trusted person for his will. And when my brother called me that morning, I was just getting up. We were out of work. It was a hurricane was coming at that time. And luckily I kept my phone on, the volume on my phone, and I answered the phone. I said, "Hey, what's going on, brother?" He said, "Brother, I need you to come home. I need you to come home right now." And I said, "What's going on?" He said, "It's daddy. I don't think he's gonna make it. You need to come on home." So I rushed on down to something. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there. And I always used to tell my dad, I said, "Daddy," I said, "now when you feel like the Lord get ready to call you," I said, "you wait for me." I said, "You wait for me because I got to see you off." I said, "Because me and you been together all these years." I said, "If you don't leave here without me," I said, "because I love you too much. I got to see you off." And daddy said, "We'll see what the Lord say." And so I went on a business trip the weekend before. And I said, "Daddy, you don't call me as often. And I miss you. And you used to call me every morning at 5:30, waking me up out of my sleep. I miss you." And he said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm doing all right." And I said, "Well, Daddy, please call me sometime. I want to hear your voice." He said, "Well, anytime you need me, Mom, I'll be right here. I'll be right here. You call me anytime." And so I get almost to something at Sharp Force Base. And my mother calls and she says, hey, you can slow down. Your daddy is going home, and so you don't have to worry about rushing to get to the hospital. And so I said, what do you mean he's going home? Because all my family was there and I wasn't. She said, he's fine. He's going home. I said, Mama, what you mean? Y'all was making it seem like he was dying. Is he okay? And I started getting these text messages and people saying, are you okay? I'm sorry to hear about your daddy. And so when I told her, I said, well, people are texting me telling me I'm sorry. So his daddy's still here. Is he not? And she was like, no, your father went home today. He went to be with the Lord today. And she's like, I'm so sorry, but there was nothing that we could do. And she said, your dad that morning, he got up. I realized something was wrong, and he held my hand, and he just sat there and told me to forgive him. And I said, what'd you say? And she said, I asked him, Walter, why are you asking me to forgive you? And he said, Maddie, just please just do this for me. Just forgive me. And he didn't do anything wrong. He was just being a concerned husband and just wanted to make sure he covered all his bases. And she forgave him. And my dad literally didn't lose breath. Like when I said the breath didn't stop, it just came out. And he just gradually leaned over gently, had his hand curled up on his chin like this, and leaned over on the tub and just left. He just stopped existing. And so, at that point, leading up to the funeral, I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what was going on. But I knew that was my duty. I was his armor bearer. I was his sergeant at arms. Could nobody do that duty but me? And I couldn't get up there. Not, all these years I'm carrying that strength. That mantle was constantly being placed on me as my daddy aged. I watched my daddy age over time. I walked with him. I saw when his steps start getting slower. I heard the conversations when he was getting to the point to where he was just tired of his condition just deteriorating and he wanted to be released. And so at that point, I understood that was something that he needed to do. And I told him when I went to that funeral home after I picked the clothes out and went to see him for the first time, I said, Daddy, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you because everything that you wanted to do, you did it. I said, and you even laid down, you saw the end coming. You had no fear. You welcomed God with open arms. A lot of people would be afraid. I said, but I'm proud of you today. And even though you laying right here, but you always in my heart, I felt him. When he left here, he went straight in my heart. I felt it. And I knew then it was going to be all right. But I miss my daddy. And I don't know how I had the strength to do it. But I thank God for it because I would have regretted that for the rest of my life if I hadn't done it.
I'm trying not.
I
Rebecca,
would
stop
have.
being a big baby. I ain't gonna cry. I ain't, but
Yeah, I'm trying to hold it too. Mm. So, you know, such is life. We
that's
all
a
got to
rough
go
journey
through
to go through,
something.
though. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I thank God
Yeah,
gave us he
yeah.
gave us 3 days with mommy. I was able to get back to something. 2 days after I got back home, got back here, I got back on the highway and got back to something. He gave me some time to.
Mm.
I still wasn't ready.
That's a blessing.
I mean, but
Mm.
he gave us something that a lot of people didn't get. He gave us 3 days
Hmm.
to love.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he
You
gave
got
he
something
my,
I
my
didn't
mommy
get.
had all of her kids there, and almost all of her grandchildren, and
Mm.
some of her great grandchildren. She had there was
Wow.
about plus of us at the
Wow.
hospital when she left. So
Mm.
I,
That
yeah,
is a blessing.
yeah, and then you know,
That is a
it was
blessing.
it was it was about a year later when it really I finally realized God was good to us.
Hmm.
He was good to us in
Hmm.
Mama's life, but he was even better to us that last 3 days.
I know that's right.
Because he
I know
stuff
that's
that
right.
people
Give you
have.
that extra
He gave us
strength.
3 days
Yeah. Yeah.
to love up on,
Yeah.
do whatever she wanted.
You know,
She was singing. Couldn't hardly breathe. She was singing, laughing, talking
I love it.
until she couldn't talk no more. He gave us 3 days.
I love it. You know what this makes me think, and I know a lot of people. I hope the viewers. I hope you're still enjoying the conversation. I think this is a very important topic to talk
Ooh,
about how you deal with grief and how do you do with long-term loss. I'm not talking about you just separated from your boyfriend or your girlfriend, but I'm talking about when somebody is transitioning to eternity. And you talking about having to go 30 and 40 years possibly without hearing that person's voice, without receiving that phone call or those text messages or those hugs and those kisses. How do you deal with that? And in this world that we live in today, which is very different, with everything shutting down, loss is constantly being recognized around us. So many people died this last year. It's like darkness has been everywhere. It's like chaos has been everywhere. And it's like, how can you keep the light? How can you keep your lamp burning when darkness is, when it's so the darkest of darkness is so around you? What do you do? But just remember that Jesus made you a light. We are the salt of the earth, and we can be the light on that hill. And yes, it's difficult, and yes, we have to learn how to process those things, but we need to have prayer. Take time to enjoy God's
yeah.
nature that He gives us, because nature is definitely an important part of the spiritual development, because that's the natural world that God created. Everything has a presence to it. The Bible even talks about the rocks
Mm,
being able to cry out. Everything has a presence to it. And so at the end of the day, yes, I understand you are entitled to cry. You are entitled to be angry, and not necessarily angry with God, but to be angry at the fact that you're gonna miss the person. I'm just upset. I'm so upset that I'm not gonna hear you laugh anymore. I'm upset that I'm not gonna be able to hug you anymore. It's okay. It is okay, and it's gonna take time. But for you to move forward, try to surround yourself with the love of others. Build those bridges that you kind of let
yeah.
go by the wayside. Start reconnecting with your loved ones and your family, and start granting forgiveness to people who y'all might have stopped talking for a while. Wash that over, and try to make that new. And pray and sing songs and joyful hymns that make you happy, and practice smiling, because I promise you, whatever you practice and whatever you project yourself to be, that is the essence that is going to carry with you eventually. And so, be that
Mm,
sweet fragrance in the room. Just because you're upset, just because you're upset doesn't mean you have to be bitter. You know, just because you're upset, you don't have to be nasty. You'll understand that when you can be kind and bless others, it helps to
that's
heal your heart too. And so at the end of the day,
that's the truth.
yeah, it helps you. And so I know it's hard. It's going to be hard. And I'm telling you, a person will never be the
Yeah.
same once you lose a parent. That's a given fact. You'll never be the same. But understand too that
Yeah.
eternity is real. And at the end of the day, all of us have to face that. And so while we live today, the love that we have for them, let's strive to make the world a better place with that passion. Let's strive to make the world a better place around us. So in the end, when we come to the end of our days, we can lay down and we can tell God, I thank you for allowing me to do it right. I thank you for allowing me to forgive. I thank you for allowing me to make others smile. And I thank you for allowing me to find that healing. And you'll be able to leave this world with a better peace of mind and clear heart in the end. I do believe that transition is real. You have to
All the
prepare for that at all times. I've learned that from dealing with these deaths. And so people don't know how to properly prepare for transition. They're so focused on right now and what they lost right now, you'll never
That's
know
right.
when your time will come. So that's why you have to always daily, like that song used to say, packing up, getting ready to go. Daily, you have to prepare yourself. When I lay down, I don't want to lay down angry. I don't want to be upset when I lay down. I want to ask God to get that off my heart. I want to ask for forgiveness for whatever it is
Mm,
before I go to sleep, because I don't know what tomorrow's going to hold. And I don't want to wake up like how I lay down. Basically, if I lay down in anger with a hellish attitude, I might wake up in hell, and
come
I
on
don't want
now.
to do that. You know,
That's right.
so I'm talking. You got me talking. It's as
Well, let me
long as I
tell you
ever
something.
talk, but these are thoughts that I've kept in my mind that I've never
Sometimes we
shared.
be on here hour and a half, Richard. That's what. Listen, I let my guests come on and I let my guests do what the Lord said do. This thing ain't about me. This is about y'all
That's
and
right.
helping. Cause see what you doing right now. Not only are you helping Richard and helping Rebecca, but you helping some other people on here. You have,
Hmm. Yes, that's what this.
yeah,
That's
a
what your
friend of
ministry
mine
is
and I was
for.
just talking about this last week, and we're actually going to do a segment in a couple of weeks about this very same thing because I'm like his mom is gone, both my parents gone now because my dad just died in June. So like
That's right.
holidays are the worst. Trying to them emotion,
Hmm.
you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so conversation
Hmm.
is so needed because you have so many people right now trying to get through the holiday. There's been so many people,
Hmm.
man, so many people have lost their loved ones in this 10 months alone. So they try to
Hmm.
cope.
Hmm.
So this
Hmm.
conversation, listen, God is using you.
Listen, try losing a
Mm.
father before Christmas. Right at the cusp of it, trying to make sure you plan a funeral before the New Year come in. You know, I'm telling you, loss is a real thing. It's a real thing. A
Yeah.
lot of people are depressed. A lot of people are going through. And not only that, now on top of just dealing with loss, but a lot of people are shut up in the house with people. And of course, your ministry is big on domestic violence. And I love that too, because I'm a big advocate in regards to domestic violence, because that's something that people don't talk much about, but it's a serious issue, especially
Praise.
in the African American community. And so being at home, trapped in the house with with the COVID going on outside, tensions are high, attitudes are high. You don't have that breakaway to really get out and kind of cool your jets. And so a lot of people are going through. People have, I've tragically lost some coworkers through domestic violence since this virus has taken place. It's been very difficult.
But
And so
lost
we're going
some
through a lot of darkness.
co-workers due to domestic violence
Hmm.
this year since the
Yes, ma'am.
pandemic hit.
Since the pandemic, yes.
Oh, God.
Hmm. Yes, some people had some without getting too in depth, but they've had, uh, restrictions. They
Yeah,
had
with
those,
and
what's the word you call for it? Yeah, they had those orders, those court orders, and somehow the court still managed to let them out. They found their way back home, and they killed the parent, the woman, and they killed the child, and they killed themselves. Yeah, and so, you know. There's so much more that God has for us. There's so much more. There's so many different ways that we can handle conflict and confusion. Um, it's just been a lot
yeah.
of sadness. It's been a lot of sadness. But I believe that even in the midst of this sadness, there's still been some folks that have been blessed. And I for praying often for those going through. But I want to also make sure we
Oh yeah.
focus on the good things, because God has managed to, in this economic turnover, He's managed to
God,
flip some people's
yes.
fortune, if you will. Some people are able to get houses that ain't never been able to get a house. Okay, some people are getting promotions that they
People
never thought
getting
they would get.
businesses being
Eh,
built in the middle of this pandemic.
yes,
This
yes,
talk, this talk
yes.
show,
And so the key now is to figure out.
yeah,
Okay,
in the middle
okay,
of
you know, in the middle of it, in the middle of the pandemic. So, we just got to learn how to manage it. We just got to learn how to manage it and move forward and keep it growing and continue to keep that light shining, continue to keep it going. Think of all the good things, you know,
and
continue to pray for
it's a
each
lot
other.
of good things even in the I know when there's chaos and there's death and there's sickness all around us, it sometimes because we are human makes us feel like that's all there is. But I
That's
I
right.
see so much God in the middle of this thing. I see so
Yes.
much prosperity in the middle of this thing
Mm-hmm.
because
That's right.
there's some people ain't wanting for nothing in the middle of a pandemic, and I've seen
Yes,
so
Lord.
many Facebook talk shows
Mm-hmm.
manifest since April.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
Mm-hmm.
several businesses manifest since May. God is
Wow.
showing himself even in the midst of this pandemic.
Yes, He is.
Look at you. Your CD just
Yes, He
dropped,
is.
selling like hotcakes.
It did. It is.
You just you just
It
got
is.
nominated
I'm
for an
grateful.
award off of your first CD.
Yeah.
In the midst,
I'm still shocked. I don't even know how my name
that
got
ain't
put
not
in
got
there.
nothing to do with
You
you.
know.
You just let God do what He do. Listen, but look here,
That's
in the
right.
middle of a pandemic,
In the middle.
I see God.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. See, God knows how to keep His children in the eye of the storm. He knows how to keep them. When you look at Joseph when they went through the plague, at the end of the day, God made sure to prepare them to give them all the resources that they needed. So when that plague happened and Joseph was made to be like the prime minister of Egypt under Pharaoh, guess what? Even his family had to come and ask for help. And he was able to help them, and they were able to help somebody else. And so God sometimes gives us the blessings that we need throughout pandemic to be a blessing to somebody else. It's not just for us, it's for somebody else. Because even with all those CDs that I've already sold, I've been blessing churches with some of the benefits from that. All of that didn't go to me. I've been blessing God's house for those churches that have smaller congregations that can't really, during the pandemic, it's been slowing down their givings and their offerings. I've been blessing those churches
That's
with that offering, just to try to be a blessing. And that's what we need to do, because when you keep your hand open, God is able to. It's that natural order of giving and receiving. You got
that's
to
right.
keep that hand open. You know.
That's right. I see. I
So
see your
yes,
name
God is blessing.
all on
I'm grateful.
billboards. This thing for you musically, getting ready to, and I know you got to see it. You got to see what
I
some of us are seeing. It's the anointing.
I feel it. I feel it. Sometimes at night I see it
Man,
in my dreams.
that's an anointing that's sitting over on you. It's like this thing can't help but to go national. It can't help but to go
Listen,
national.
that is my dream. That is my dream. That's always my biggest dream was I honestly wanted to sing for the presidents. I want to be. I want to be that singer. I want to be when you get
And
inaugurated, you call me. Call
and
me,
you
Joe Biden.
call
Call
himself.
me.
Come look at that. I want to get you and I want to get you and Fantasia on the stage together.
Oh Lord, Fantasia probably sing me under the table.
I want to get you and Fantasia on the stage together.
Yes, sir.
Look here,
That would be an honor.
that right there. And I look at when your name get in the billboards, right? And you at the White House. When you come up here now to the White House, I'm gonna be standing outside the gate yelling, talking about, I know him. That my brother. You know,
No,
huh?
we know you ain't gonna be at no gate. You ain't gonna be at no gate. You
Well,
can get
come
a
on,
pass to
Jesus.
come in. See, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm not one of them people that leave you at the gate. If you've been a blessing, okay, and you got a good heart, you
Come
can
on
come
through.
on in through the gate. You hear? I ain't one of them ones that get so high until you forget about everybody else. Because trust me, it's those people that help to get you there. You can't forget
I
them.
just, I am. You don't know how giddy I have been for the last few weeks about tonight because this is
Me
our
too.
homeboy. You know what I mean? This
Yeah, yeah, we family.
huh?
We
Yeah,
family.
this is South Carolina baby boy right here. That this thing
Yeah,
is getting ready.
yeah,
Ain't no getting ready to. It is in the midst of it right now. You you
right
you're
now.
going
I
national.
believe God. I believe I received that.
Yeah, you're
I
going
received that.
national
I do.
because you have
I
what
do.
these people are seeing right here tonight is what we see all the time when we're in church. That fun
Mm,
guy,
mm,
that
mm.
guy that loves God is what we see all the time in church. You know what I mean? And it's
Listen.
like I'm just so
Yeah.
excited for you. I just love to see God move. But the because you
Yes.
deserve this.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. You're the first person I've heard
You deserve this.
say it like that. You know, and honestly, I don't even know how to take it because it's just like I I feel so fortunate. Just, but I sometimes I can't believe this is happening. Because I'm just like I know I ain't the best singer out there. I know I'm not, and I'm always so self conscious about my singing ability and my voice, and I just tell God all the time, thank you for making me a nervous person because it makes me continue to be dedicated and faithful in praying
Yeah.
and being humble to you. Because when I get puffed up, that's when I kind of lose the naturalness of who God made me to be.
You
So,
so
but wow.
if there's anybody that I know personally that deserves this shine and that deserves what is happening in their life right now, it's you. Because I
Mm,
see the man at church and I see how humble you are and how you just love people. You love to have fun. You love God. And when you
I
sing
do.
down glory, you deserve this and more. But listen, every chance I vote for you in a nomination,
Wow.
I'm voting. And every chance I get to put you on any
Oh,
platform I'm on, I'm on it.
that's
You
such a
you
blessing.
deserve
I thank you. That's
you
very kind.
Richard. This is your season. I told
Wow.
people back in
I'm
April.
grateful.
I told some people back in April that some people in something gonna go viral. There's somebody in
Mm,
something that's gonna go famous in the middle of this pandemic.
mm, mm.
Look what's happening.
Come on, prophet.
You went
Mm,
viral
mm.
2 years ago at your service.
I'm, I,
That video, that melody face, I mean,
yeah,
shared that thing spread like wildfire.
almost 200,000 views when you look at all of the
And
videos
still
collected and
and
combined.
still climbing. So this is your season
Jesus.
in the middle of the pandemic.
Wow.
And I'm
Wow.
excited for you. I'm happy for you. I'm just I'm just waiting to see how far God gonna push this thing out there.
Listen, I'm waiting in expectation. I am.
You got people on
I'm
here
waiting in
asking you to sing.
expectation. People asking,
Got some
say it
people on
again.
here asking you to sing.
Okay. Well, I think I can. Like we don't talk so much. I
Look
might have to
here,
give me a
go and
drink
get you
of
something. I'm
water.
gonna get myself together so that I want to need to holler and say hallelujah. I'll be good because
You so funny.
I'm in my closet. I got my little setup thing in my closet, but don't make me get to running in this closet now.
Well, don't lock yourself
Huh?
in the closet.
Yeah,
Can you get out? Can you
Got
get out of that?
side
Okay.
doors. You are silly.
Oh Lord. I think I I think I might can sing a song. I was trying to think of a good one. Just to kind of sum up my life experiences, but also I want to maybe try a Christmas song too, maybe. We'll see. Um, but listen, I'm raspy. You know, when you don't really sing on a, like during the week, if you don't warm up, you know. But I'm gonna do my best, and if it sound bad,
He's just
just hang up
he's
the
just
call,
talking,
okay?
y'all. He's never had a sound bad day. He's just talking.
Listen,
That's
this is
how
the
that.
raw and natural. So I guess
Okay.
I'll try this one first. See how this goes. Okay, Mel, here we go. There's been times in my life I felt so alone. I had no one to call my own. But that's when you came my way, just to let me know that I always got some place to go. When my life was bound
Hey.
in chains, you set me free. You keep on making a way for me. You keep on making a way for me. There's sometimes on this road things get so bad, it makes me feel downhearted and sad. But when we need you the most, you always come through. You've done everything you said you would do. Oh, when my life was bound in chains, said you set me free. You keep on making a way, Lord, for me. You keep on making a way for me. You keep on making a way for me. Woo. Okay,
I
that
know
was
you
one.
don't know this,
That was one.
but that song, the Truth That's album, is what got me through most days in my
Really,
domestic violence journey.
really.
That song,
He keeps making a
that
way.
song right there is one of my favorite songs by the Truth That's.
He, I love that one too. It brought me through some things.
Mm.
He keeps making. That's why I had to sing it because it helps to culminate this whole
Yeah.
discussion that we had tonight. Now I want to try
Okay.
one more song. I did not anticipate on singing as many times tonight. Uh,
You
so I
got
hope I don't sound
you got
too
some people on here
raspy. But my
crying.
friend,
That's a good thing.
oh Lord, my yeah, my friend Patsy. I think she might still be on. I wanted to do something for Christmas. And she had a song on here that I want to try to sing. I got to get the lyrics up because see, I messed the song up. And so I just wanted to tell
Ain't
somebody that I got to get my
ain't
lyrics
nobody gonna know. We do like I do. Do like
up.
I do when I don't know the song and I don't forgot the words. I just make up my own.
Yeah. That's what I do too. Again, you can go and sing. Look at, they say when you can sing, you can just do all kinds of little things and people still
I was
appreciate
at
it.
Salem last October, and I did a little piece of "I'm a Living Testimony," and I sing it like I want to. I sing it like I
Oh
want to sing it.
yeah.
I ain't singing like they said it in the record. I say it like Rebecca felt it.
I am a living testimony. I could have been
Hey,
dead and gone, but Lord,
sing,
you let
Bishop.
me live on. Hey, I live and tell a testimony, and I thank the Lord that I'm
Glory
still
to God.
alive.
Let me
Oh,
tell you something.
yes, sir, that was a
Now
good
I'm
one.
gonna
Yeah,
go
we used to
ahead on
sing
and
that
let
one
you
back
know
in the
right
day.
now. June 13th is something. I'm gonna need you to do a little piece of "I'm a Living Testimony."
Okay, all right. Yes, Lord. I thank the Lord and I'm
Don't make me
still
get up and run
alive.
through.
You want to take one of the verses? I know you know
What? That's my that's my song right there now.
it. Look at it. And that good old another good old one I used to love is what they say um what's the song burden. I had my share of
Yes.
burden, but I'm still here. I like that song. Say through it all,
Come
I
on.
made it through another day's
Ooh.
journey.
So
God
if y'all don't
kept
know
me
who
here.
he is
Oh
singing Big
yeah, yes
Brothers.
sir, yes sir.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
come
right.
on through here.
That's right. So look at here. I'm gonna do I guess I could do one more. I was
Okay.
gonna sing this
Whatever
Christmas
you want.
song.
I'm gonna just sit back.
Is that okay? Mel, you tell me if I don't need to sing a Christmas song. I see her popping up on the bottom down there. Oh, by the way, I want to say give a shout out to Melody Smalls Harvin. If it wasn't for her, this project really wouldn't have been out there because she called me after my daddy died and she's like, Richard, you got so many views on this video. You got to do something with that. You got to do something with that. I was like, okay, what we going to do? She said, I'm going to sponsor you to go to the studio. She said, we're going to get this out here. And she said, because the
Yes.
world need to hear this music. Mel stood behind me 100%. Mel was there for every studio session. Mel was there. Finances, all Mel was there. She was there. And Mel, I love you. I got to give you a kudos. She was there from the beginning. She really was a big part of this vision. And so I really appreciate her for that. So,
Yes.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mel.
So
I'm thanking
I
you
guess I'll
personally.
try this. Thank
Yes.
you, Mel.
We love you,
Thank
girl.
you, Mel. We love you. So I guess
Okay.
I'll try this one. I don't know if Patsy is on, but I do want to sing this song. So here we go. Okay, here we go again. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would someday walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would give sight to the blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would calm the storm with his hands? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Mary, did you know? Yeah. Hey, the blind will see, the deaf will hear, and the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule all the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? The sleeping child you holding, he is the great I am. Oh, Mary, did you know? Woo. Mary, did you know? Did you know, Mary?
My
Oh,
God.
thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Lord. Yeah. Whew. You know, my daddy used to sing high, so I get my high register. I get it from my daddy.
You something else.
Thank you, Lord.
You
Thank you. Huh?
I am so giddy that the world,
Not giddy.
listen, I
Not
am
giddy.
giddy that the world is getting,
You about to make my braces
Richard,
pop out of my
the
mouth.
world getting ready to hear you.
Lord, I'm ready.
Listen, I am this thing. I'm just so honored to have you on my little show.
I'm glad to
As
be a
not
part. I'm
not only
honored.
as my friend, you know, but as one of the baddest artists out there. I am just
Man.
I'm gonna be able to tell people, oh, go to YouTube. You'll see him on my YouTube channel. Go to see him. Oh God, Richard,
No.
Richard, this thing is. Maybe please tell him how big this is, and what's you getting ready to. We gonna see you on TV, on stage, on boards. This thing getting ready
I believe it.
to just blow outside of your mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not outside, Lord. I receive it.
Yes.
I receive it.
I'm
speechless.
I am just.
I'm speechless.
Oh, Sabrina. Sabrina was asking where you gonna be singing at. Sabrina, he's gonna be at my service in Sumter on June 13th. I know he probably got some stuff going on. You, Richard, you got any gigs going on before June?
A few weddings. I'm not really trying to book too much just to kind of watch out for the virus. But I do have some engagements that I had already booked, and God is so good. You know, I have to book engagements a year in advance. You know, it just because I like to make sure I take time to pace
Yeah.
myself too, and to make sure I take time for my own relaxation, just so I can be good for ministry to others. So I do have a couple of weddings in the spring. Roz knows I got a couple of weddings coming up in the spring, and other than that, should be pretty free. Yeah, and then your event
Yeah,
coming up in the
that's gonna.
summer.
I found an outside venue because I still want to be able to do some distancing.
Okay.
You know, I found
Mm-hmm.
an outside venue that we're gonna. So I'm gonna announce all of that later, but I'm gonna do a save the date flyer so people.
I'm
Huh?
excited for it. I'm excited for it. I'm
Yeah,
excited for it.
people need these services. People need these. We need to release. You know. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just I usually do my services in July because you always out of town when I do my services, but I'm doing it in
Yep.
because I've
Yes,
always
I
wanted
am.
to work with the Anointed Brown sisters out of Alabama. Yes,
Oh yes,
they're
I've heard of them.
Christian
They are
and her
good.
daughter
Yeah.
Crystal. So they yeah. So
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
doing June, and I might end up staying in June because I want to work with them.
That's a good
Yeah,
month because I don't go on
powerful,
vacation in June.
powerful woman of God.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
I'm
good.
excited.
Me too. I just thank you for the night. Um, I can't thank you. It's crazy. All of a sudden, I had this burst of emotion because I literally almost started crying. Just saying thank you, but I really thank you for tonight. I really don't take it for granted. You know, every opportunity you get a chance to talk to people that you care about and people who you love, and to be able to share this time with all the viewers, and for all the comments, I've been reading them, and I just appreciate everybody for tuning in. And that's one thing about me. I love people who support me. I have a real true love for them
Yeah,
because they don't have to do it. They don't have to. They don't have to support your music. And I don't take, people who really lift your ministry and carry it forward. I don't take it for granted because we need those folks to help make our music go up. We need the listeners. We
yeah,
need people to buy our products. We need people to get our music on the radio station. We need people to invite us to events and get us before quality um, places that where we can have that platform to really grow. Because without those grassroots, you really can't make it without a dedicated team of
you're right.
people to follow you and to keep you prayed up and to keep you lifted and keep you encouraged. And so for everybody that always sends me a message, always posts on my wall, I say thank you. I read everyone. I try to respond to everyone. I try to reach back out whenever you contact me via text, even if I don't know you. I try to make sure I respond back. I don't
Yeah,
treat nobody like a stranger, because I don't know, I may not remember when we crossed paths, but at the end of the day, it was divine destiny that we meet, and so I just appreciate everybody.
yeah.
I
I
really
just
do.
you
I
you
really
know
do.
how I feel about you. You know how the spiritual caravan, Mel. You know how all of us feel. I just think even before
My
this,
family.
I always tell people you one of the most realest people I know. You real. You down to earth. You like to have fun. And when we get together, I laugh, like really laugh.
Yeah.
If you can make me laugh, we good to go. We is here. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I am so honored. I am so humbled. People always tell me all the time about what this show does for them and them coming on here, but you guys don't understand what y'all do for me. Um, because I
Mm,
had so much fun tonight.
me too. I had a great time tonight. I
Then
really
you
did.
will.
I really want to
We
come back.
listen. We gonna make that happen. You come back next month if you want. You oh oh oh. Yeah, talking
You,
about the end of the month. Yeah, you can come back and he coming back, y'all. He coming.
well,
He coming back,
you
y'all.
just
He
let
coming
me
back.
know.
Yeah, this I had so much fun. I People don't understand. I thank God. for this platform. Um, I just told some people about a week and a half ago, this thing is not mine. This is God's. I'm just the vessel that He uses for this thing. But God knew exactly what Rebecca needed. He knew exactly what I needed. And this platform, even on days when I'm tired, on Tuesdays, and I get home and, some days I ain't feeling 100, and I just want Lord take a bath and go to bed. But when I get on here, I'm good.
I'm telling you, it's an outlet. It's an outlet, and you can feel the energy. Look at the comments. Look at everybody's comments down there, and people can read each other's comments, and even though they can't talk to each other verbally, they can read and be encouraged by reading others' comments. And I love that. This is a community that you built. You built this community, and so people are going to be looking forward to it. So yes, please keep it going. Please.
And it was just, I'm so stupid. I'm so silly. I be laughing about it. A good laugh. Because I'm like, okay, God, look what you're doing. You know what I mean? People look forward to this on Tuesday nights.
Yes.
Even sometime during the course of the week when I go live, it be people come on and we just talk about whatever. You know what? And it's like,
that's right.
It's been so good for me. I'm just sitting back. I told God a few months back, Lord, wherever you lead me with this WarriorShe ministry, I'll follow. And I kid you not, it's so much fun. Me and my two sisters are launching the Sisters Talk Show on next Monday, and it's on a radio station. But I kid you not, this right here, I'm so giddy about this show. Not that I'm not looking forward to that, because that's a whole nother thing God is doing. And I thank God for that too. But this platform right here, for me, is like, these my peoples.
That's right.
These my
It's
people.
your family. Get the real. You get the real.
They talk back to me. Some of them call me, they inbox me, all that. These my people. I wouldn't have the way. I love my people.
That's right.
I
feel you on that one. I love people. I feel you on that one.
He gonna be coming back. I'm gonna bring him back. So we can.
I hope to be
so
back.
y'all can
Bring me back. I'll be back.
Because I know they laugh.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh! Before we get off here, I need to give away a CD.
Okay.
So what should we do?
I'm excited. How do you want to do it?
Okay, y'all. I got a CD. One of Richard's his project. That I want to give away to somebody on here tonight. Because I know it's gonna bless your life. It's gonna bless your life, and I just wanted to get one. And Richard, I'm probably gonna need a couple more. Matter of fact, let's give away 2 tonight. I'll cash out you the money for it. So the first giveaway. What you think, Richard?
Are we asking a surprise question, or let me see. How can we pick a winner? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Lost that thought.
Early on in the conversation, Richard said his age. The first person that posts, Melody, you do not qualify. The first person that posts, that you do not qualify. The first person that posts Rich's age in the comment section. Somebody just said it. Lamont Allen.
Oh
Allen.
my
You know him?
God. Yes, that's one of my frat brothers, one of my best friends actually. But he already got a
Well, you
CD.
got
He got a CD already.
Lamont, you don't qualify.
He got a CD.
Okay. Next person that said it. Oh my God, my god sister, Nevada Williams. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, sis.
let me see.
Go here.
I'm going through
My
now.
god sister. This. This, let me tell you.
Congratulations.
You gonna love this CD. And yeah, I say gone because I'm country. I live in DMV, but listen, I am South Carolina born and bred. Okay? South Carolina, get
South
all up in
Carolina.
it. I'm a country girl. You feel me? All right, so you got that one.
Congratulations.
So I'll
Thank you.
get your information, sis, so I can mail it out to you. Now, okay, that's one. So we're gonna give away another one. I want to give away another one. Okay, Richard, you pick the contest with this
one. All right. Okay, let me think about it. Who? Okay, no. See, I'm not good with these question and answer games. Like I'm on Jeopardy. Um, um, who was the person that I mentioned who was instrumental in bringing this
I
music
was gonna ask
project
that. That was
together?
gonna be the question.
Can someone list the name of the person that I mentioned who was the cornerstone
Y'all
of this
got that?
project?
Richard said a little while ago, he mentioned a person that he wanted to thank for being instrumental in bringing this project to life. What is that person's name? The first person that commented who the person is, there you go. No, she did not.
That's it. Who's that? No, that's Sonya. Sonya Pearson.
Okay, who?
She was the first one I've seen. Wait, oh wait, no.
Okay,
Wait a minute. I got to scroll back up because I see Sabrina said it too. Right after Carla.
sure did. Sabrina said.
Yolanda, and then Sonya
Sabrina
Pearson.
said.
Yeah, Sabrina said it first.
Um, yeah, Sabrina was the first person that said it. Several said it.
Congratulations, Sabrina.
Yeah, Sabrina. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I know not to prolong it,
Uh,
but I'm gonna throw in one more CD. I'm gonna send you one
okay,
more
that's
CD.
that's
So let's do
what
one
I'm
more
gonna
question and
do.
answer.
I'm gonna get Sabrina's address. Give it to you instead of you mailing it to me. Just mail it.
Okay.
She lived
I'll
right
send it
there.
to her.
I think
I'll
Sabrina's
send
in
it
the
to her.
Sumter, Columbia area. I think. So we'll
Okay.
get her.
If you can if you can send
Yeah,
me the winner's information,
and the
I'll mail
one
it
that I
directly to them. And don't worry about sending me no money.
no.
Oh, I got
See
it.
y'all, he's so sweet. I'll mail that one
Okay.
to Nevada,
Yeah, you
and we'll get Sabrina's
okay.
information so you can mail her hers. Okay, so we got one. You said one more. Um,
One more. Mel asked a good one. That question was, what was my father's name?
who asked that?
Mel did. She said that's a
Yeah,
question that
that's
we
a
should
good
ask.
question. Okay, that's a good question.
Because his picture's all
Yes,
on the
and
cover.
he also said it several times through the night. His father's name. If you can give us Richard's father's name in the comment, the first person is going to win a CD. He said it several times tonight. His mother and his father's name. We talking about his father that raised him, not the biological father, because he gave that name too. But his father, Walter Boone.
Oh,
Yeah,
somebody else,
Gloria
Gloria
Stephen
said
McFadden
it.
said Walter
McFadden.
Boone. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, Walter Boone Jr.
All right.
But I'll take Walter Boone. Oh, look at Sharon. Sharon say
Who
Willie.
named,
No, not
look at
quite
who named
Sharon.
Willie? Who is Willie? Now, where Willie from? Cooking something else.
That was a good one though. Tell Sharon I'm gonna go to my dad's grave and say,
Exactly.
you know they call you Willie.
Willie. I ain't playing.
So yeah, if you send me that information, I'll mail it to those individuals. I just appreciate them supporting.
Who was that got it?
That was
Okay,
Gloria McFadden.
if you will inbox me
McFadden.
your information, your address and stuff, so we can get that to you, I'll get Nevetta's. And Sabrina, inbox me or inbox Richard your address, so we can get those CDs out to you. Richard, I had so much fun. I don't even want to get off. I don't want to get off.
Me too.
I just had so much fun tonight. I wish.
Me too.
You know what I really wish? I wish that you, Melody, and Vet all on here at one time.
That might be arranged. You know, we might can set up something to where we can be socially distanced in one place and then all share a camera and be in the same room at the same time. Or something like that. I don't know.
Let's come back. The Tuesday before New Year's. I was gonna book somebody that night, but I haven't booked them yet, so I can book them for them. Yeah, let's talk. I would people that listen. Okay. That needs to be. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be funny.
It's gonna be very fun because you think I'm something. When me and Mel get together, that's salt and pepper. Okay, that's like putting electric in the water. Okay,
I'm gonna put this out in the atmosphere right now while I got all these witnesses, and I got Melody on here too. In June 13th, you and Mel are not allowed to sit near each other.
Now wait a minute. That's my partner.
Mel don't know how to act anyway. But
and y'all two get to sit next to her.
Y'all are not allowed.
I love you, Mel. I'm gonna like the heart. I'm gonna put some hearts on here.
You and Melody ridiculous. Y'all don't know how to behave yourselves. I think Richard froze up a little bit. Mel, you know I'm telling the truth. You and Richard don't know how to act. Richard, I think you froze up a little bit, darling. Okay, Gloria, I will touch bases with you when I get off here. So, Steak, what you got to eat? And you ain't bring your mama now?
That's why I get for fooling around with Mel. See that?
And that she could see y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all acting up already. Y'all seriously. You and Melody? And then she'll sit there like what?
Yes.
Well,
no, her famous words are "That's Richard." That's what she says. That's Richard. That ain't me. Okay, Mel. Okay.
Y'all too. But
no, seriously, I did have a great time tonight. And again, I thank you for inviting me on, and I really appreciate everybody for being on tonight too.
You see, they still on here. They don't know how to get off and go watch TV or go to bed. They get on here, Richard, and they act like they ain't got nothing else to do. These, these are people.
That's it. It's a family. You're building a family unit right here.
And this is what we do every time. It's like if we crying for a while, and then all of a sudden we go into the laughter. It's like this every except last Tuesday. I had Sabrina on here last Tuesday, and Sabrina messed me up real bad. Till I couldn't even sleep. And then at the end of the live, Richard, she's sitting there eating some chicken. I wish you could go back and watch the live how she was eating that chicken. Richard, you gotta see how she was chewing on that chicken. I said, Sabrina, you do realize this is going on YouTube. She's talking about, hey, YouTubers. You got to see how she was gnawing on that chicken.
I love it. Tell her to keep eating her chicken, baby.
She know I ain't lying.
That's it.
Sabrina was chewing that chicken like it was the best thing in the world. All on the line.
Just let her be real. Jesus is real, for I can feel him in my soul. Yes, God is real, real in my soul. Yes, God is real, for he has won and made me whole. Okay, I'm gonna start right there.
You know, that's one of them songs right there from back in the day. You know, old folks be, the mothers be on the front row, and you be singing that song, and they, they had their hat on, hat like that.
Yeah,
that's that song. Rick, I'll play with you no more tonight.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm looking forward to coming back though. Hopefully, Mel will reach out to me or somebody and let me know how we're gonna coordinate this. But I'm looking forward to it.
I will. I'll reach out to Mel and Vet. Reach out to you, and we'll make it happen.
Let's do it. I love you.
I love you so much.
Thank you. I love you too. Thank y'all so much. I love you guys too. Thank you.
All right. We'll talk soon, love. Y'all, that was so much fun. Oh my God, I had so much fun. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on says, oh girl, I gotta watch it too. Y'all, I had so much fun. This is so much fun. But y'all share the video if you don't mind. Melody and Vet, we're gonna work something out where all three of y'all can come on live at the same time. I want you, Melody, Vet, and Richard, because that's gonna be some fun. That's gonna be hilarious. We just gonna come on here and enjoy ourselves and have some fun. And maybe while y'all three together, y'all can sing a couple of songs together. So we're gonna make this happen, y'all, in the next couple of weeks. But I had so much fun, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Thank y'all for always, always, always coming on here and supporting me and hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all so much. And oh my God, I love my peoples. So y'all, spread the word. Oh, before I get off, most of you guys already know, I'm going to post it on my page by the weekend. Next Monday, December the 7th, me and two of my sisters, Angela and Mary Jane, we are launching our sisters talk show, radio talk show, next Monday at 4 o'clock on Women Inspirational Radio, www.womensinspirationalradio. And we're gonna just, hang out, talk about family, have some fun, hopefully, do some mending, healing within our family, and hopefully come together and help somebody else heal and mend in their family. So y'all check us out next Monday night evening at 4. And then Tuesday, I'm probably, if I'm back in town before 7, um, they'll probably be my guest next Tuesday night on my show, my sisters, just to hang out and talk about the show and trying to get get y'all's feedback. Those of y'all that listen to it, so download the app, the Women's Inspirational Radio show. The app on you can download on your phone. I got it on mine, and check us out next Monday. Tell us what you think. God is doing big things, amazing things, and I'm grateful. So y'all, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. This was so much fun. This was amazing. Richard is my little brother. Oh my God, he is an amazing young man, and I thank God for knowing him. So y'all get his CD, support his project. He's got some more things gonna happen. He was nominated, and I think he won the nomination um, for an award already. Um, so y'all support him. He's from Sumter, South Carolina. So I love y'all. So um, until next Tuesday, um, y'all be good. And don't forget, spread the word. Check us out next Monday on Women's Inspirational Radio. Download the app. We're launching the Sisters Talk Show. So, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys, and I will see y'all next week. Have a good night.
And that's why I keep praising him, 'cause he